It was on this day in 2004 when the Indian Ocean tsunami slammed into 14 countries, claiming more than 220,000 lives.
They say the ocean doesn't forgive mistakes, and nowhere is that truer than here. Spanning a vast expanse from Africa to Australia, the Indian Ocean conceals some of the most unpredictable waters on Earth. Ships have vanished without a trace. Storms rise like monsters out of calm horizons. And beneath its waves lie trenches deeper than mountains are tall, a world still unexplored. For centuries, sailors have whispered about the Indian Ocean with a mix of awe and dread. It's not just another body of water, it's a test of endurance, a graveyard for the unprepared, and a reminder that human ambition will always bow to nature's fury. Welcome to the Indian Ocean, a sailor's biggest fear. The Indian Ocean is the third largest ocean on the planet, covering about 20% of Earth's surface. It borders some of the most diverse coastlines in the world, from the deserts of East Africa to the jungles of Indonesia, from the bustling ports of India to the frozen tips of Western Australia. But it's not just its size that commands respect, it's its character. Unlike the Pacific or Atlantic, the Indian Ocean has no natural northern boundary. It's hemmed in by land, Asia, Africa, and Australia, which traps heat, moisture, and pressure systems. That unique geography creates weather patterns that can turn deadly in a matter of hours. Storms can form seemingly from nowhere, whipping calm waters into violent, unforgiving chaos. For centuries, the Indian Ocean has been a crossroads of civilization, the route of explorers, traders, and conquerors. From Arab dhows and Portuguese galleons to modern cargo freighters, these waters have carried the wealth of nations. But every sailor who's crossed it knows the same truth. The Indian Ocean gives generously and takes mercilessly. Its calm turquoise shallows can transform into walls of water taller than buildings. The monsoon winds that once guided ancient merchants can become engines of destruction, tearing apart ships and swallowing them whole. Beneath its surface lie vast trenches and hidden ridges, the resting places of countless wrecks, silent reminders of the ocean's dual nature. And yet, for all its danger, the Indian Ocean has a strange allure. It's a place of beauty and terror, mystery and history, where the horizon always hides something unknown. For sailors, it remains both a promise and a warning. Here, survival depends not just on skill, but on respect for the sea's untamed power. If there's one thing that defines the Indian Ocean, it's its violent temperament. This is where the monsoon is born, a colossal weather engine that shapes entire continents. Each year, from May to September, fierce southwest monsoon winds sweep across the ocean. Whipping up waves as tall as buildings and driving rain so hard it blinds sailors on deck. Then, from November to March, the winds reverse, a unique phenomenon found nowhere else on Earth. For ships caught in the middle of this transition, survival is a matter of luck. One moment, clear skies. The next, black clouds racing in with the roar of thunder. And then, there are the tropical cyclones, spinning towers of destruction that form in the Indian Ocean's warm waters. The 1970 Bhola cyclone in the Bay of Bengal remains one of the deadliest storms in human history.
One such cyclone in 1970 left over 150,000 dead,
killing an estimated 500,000 people in a single night. Entire coastlines can vanish beneath its waves. Even outside cyclone season, the Indian Ocean's rogue waves are the stuff of nightmares. These sudden towering walls of water, sometimes over 100 feet high, strike without warning, swallowing ships whole. For sailors, there's no radar alert, no escape, just seconds before the sea closes in. The surface of the Indian Ocean is only half the story. Beneath lies a world so vast and mysterious, it feels almost alien. A hidden landscape shaped by fire, pressure, and time. It's home to the Java Trench, plunging more than 25,000 feet deep, one of the deepest points on Earth. Down there, sunlight never reaches. Temperatures hover just above freezing, and the crushing pressure is enough to collapse even the strongest steel hulls. Entire shipwrecks, tankers, submarines, and lost vessels lie entombed in silence, preserved in the cold darkness for centuries. Winding across the seabed are the mid-ocean ridges, immense underwater mountain chains stretching thousands of miles, where tectonic plates grind and tear the Earth apart. It's a world of constant motion, where new crust is born and old crust is destroyed, a violent heartbeat beneath the waves. This region is also one of the most geologically volatile on the planet. Massive earthquakes often rumble unseen below the ocean floor. And the rim of the Indian Ocean is lined with volcanoes, giants like Krakatoa and Tambora. When Krakatoa erupted in 1883, it was heard nearly 3,000 miles away.
At roughly 10 in the morning on August the 27th, 1883, Krakatoa exploded with 10,000 times the force of the Hiroshima.
And when Tambora exploded in 1815, it darkened skies around the globe and triggered what became known as the Year Without a Summer. But it's when these forces unite that the Indian Ocean reveals its most terrifying weapon, the tsunami. The 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, born from a 9.1 magnitude earthquake off the coast of Sumatra, sent waves over 100 feet tall crashing into coastlines across 14 countries. It erased entire towns in minutes and claimed more than 230,000 lives. For sailors out at sea, it was a chilling reminder that in the Indian Ocean, danger doesn't always announce itself. Even the calmest horizon can hide unimaginable power waiting just below the surface. The Indian Ocean's history is written in loss, not just in numbers, but in names, faces, and echoes that never fade. In 1883, the eruption of Krakatoa tore through the silence of the sea. The explosion was so loud it circled the planet 4 times. And the waves it unleashed erased entire coastal villages in minutes. More than 30,000 lives were lost, and hundreds of ships vanished beneath walls of water. Survivors spoke of the sky turning black and the ocean glowing red, as if the Earth itself had caught fire. Nearly a century later, in 1979, tragedy struck again. The MV Derbyshire, one of Britain's largest tankers, disappeared while crossing the Indian Ocean. There was no storm warning, no distress call, just silence.
44 passengers and crew. The answers may finally be within reach.
When the wreck was finally discovered in the 1990s, it lay more than 2 miles below the surface, split in two by unimaginable pressure. It was a haunting reminder that even the most advanced ships can crumble against the ocean's might. And then came 2014, the mystery that shook the modern world. Malaysia Airlines, Flight 370 vanished from radar on a calm night over the Indian Ocean.
Then that poses the question, well, why did they hijack the aircraft? What was the motive? And why fly to the southern Indian Ocean?
No mayday, no trace, only an eerie absence. Weeks turned into months, and months into years. Pieces of the plane began washing up on remote islands, but the rest, 239 souls and countless questions, remain buried somewhere beneath the waves. For generations, the Indian Ocean has been both a lifeline and a graveyard. It connects continents, fuels economies, and carries over half of the world's container ships. Yet every sailor who crosses it knows the unspoken truth. This is a place where man's greatest ambitions meet nature's greatest power. An ocean that gives, but never forgets. Scientists have spent decades trying to unravel the Indian Ocean's mysteries. Satellite mapping has revealed deep scars from ancient earthquakes. Oceanographers study currents that can drag ships hundreds of miles off course. Meteorologists monitor the Indian Ocean dipole, a powerful climate phenomenon that alternates between calm and chaos, influencing floods, droughts, and even global weather systems. But even with all this knowledge, the ocean remains unpredictable. Navigation systems fail under geomagnetic disturbances. Sudden squalls can flip fishing boats in seconds. Ships lose contact without warning, vanishing into silence. And then there's the eerie calm, the stretches of open water where the sea looks like glass, and not a breath of wind stirs for days. Sailors trapped there speak of hallucinations, exhaustion, and a creeping dread that time itself has stopped. It's no wonder ancient mariners called these waters the doldrums, the dead heart of the sea. The people who have lived along the Indian Ocean's rim for millennia tell stories that blend truth with legend. Arab sailors once spoke of sea demons that dragged ships beneath the waves. Fishermen in the Maldives still tell tales of ghost ships seen drifting at night, glowing faintly before vanishing. Ancient Indian texts describe whirlpools and gates of fire, perhaps their way of explaining volcanic eruptions seen at sea. Even today, these stories persist. For every scientific explanation, there remains a sense of mystery, a feeling that the Indian Ocean keeps some secrets for itself. The Indian Ocean is beautiful, vast, and alive, but it's not gentle. It's a place where climate, geology, and human history collide, where every wave carries echoes of those who never came back. To sail its waters is to face one of nature's greatest forces head-on. And while technology may have made navigation safer, it hasn't made the ocean any kinder. So the next time you look out across a calm horizon, remember this. Beneath that peaceful blue lies a world that's claimed thousands, a world that humbles even the bravest. Because out here, the Indian Ocean doesn't take prisoners,